The story of the Trojan Horse originates from the Trojan War, a key event in Greek mythology, fought over the most beautiful woman in the world. Trojan War occurred in 12th century BC and was waged against the city of Troy by the Greeks. The conflict ignited after Paris of Troy stole Helen of Sparta from King Melanus. Steaming with anger, the Spartan king gathered all of Greece's military forces and led an expedition across the sea to retrieve his precious lady from a faraway city of Troy. 10 years of siege and heated battles later, Helen was still locked up between the impenetrable city walls of Troy, and no end of war was in sight. The Greeks had to come up with a plan, and they had to do it fast. They decided to build a huge wooden horse, large enough to secretly fit a select group of Greek warriors inside, and send that horse behind the enemy line. A risky plan, far-fetched even, but still worth a shot. Seemingly harmless surrendering gift to the Trojans actually holds a steaming surprise in its belly, and the selected Greek warriors inside the horse have to carry out a key turn in the course of the whole war. No pressure. The wooden horse was presented to the Trojans as a peace offering and a symbol of Greeks' surrender. The Greeks packed up their military camps and sailed away, leaving the Trojan horse outside Troy's mighty gates. The Trojans, convinced of their victory and intrigued by the massive wooden structure, brought the horse inside their city walls without ever thinking twice about it. Now the Greeks had Trojans right where they wanted them, and the cheering victors didn't even know what they had done. People of Troy cheered the wooden horse, as it was seen as a trophy of war and a sign of the Greeks' defeat to remember. Those few who had the courage to stand out against the rest and suggested the gift should be burned down immediately were shut down fast. Despite many warnings from Laocoon, a Trojan priest, and Cassandra, a prophetess who foresaw the impending doom, the horse was embraced by the Trojans almost unanimously. Celebrations in Troy started soon after, with the belief that the long war was finally over. As night fell, the city of Troy was alive with festivities, and its citizens lowered their guard. Even city guards left their posts and enjoyed a pint of ale after 10 years of longing warfare. So sure were the people of Troy that they had gotten away with stealing the most beautiful woman in the world and successfully fooled the king of Sparta. The Greek ships, supposedly retreating, had now started sailing back towards the city gates. Meanwhile, the Greek warriors, hidden inside the horse, holding their breath, waited for the go-to moment, to hit the Trojans when they're weakest. Under the cover of darkness, when the Trojans were asleep and the city was quiet, the group of hidden Greek soldiers cracked open a few boards and emerged from the wooden horse. Led by the legendary Odysseus himself, they silenced the few remaining city guards, opened the city gates from inside, and allowed the rest of the Greek forces, who had secretly returned under the cover of darkness, to enter Troy. Greeks' plan had worked perfectly. Now they just had the smallest problem of finishing the 10-year war. The Greek warriors, now inside the city, launched a surprise attack on the citizens. The Trojans, caught off guard and unprepared, were overwhelmed. 10 years of fighting had grown the vengeance between both sides so great that the battle inside the walls of Troy is still considered to be one of the bloodiest and merciless battles of all human history, having references to events as brutal as Greeks killing Trojans mid-sleep. Even almighty Achilles, known in Greek mythology for his ability to avoid any lethal wound, finds his end in this legendary battle, but more of his heroic doings in another episode. City of Troy was utterly destroyed by the Greeks, its riches plundered, and its people either killed or taken as slaves. 10 years of warfare ended with a tired victory for one side and a destructive defeat for the other. The Trojan horse story is influential in various fields. In literature and art, it serves as a powerful metaphor for deception and betrayal. In military theory, it exemplifies the use of stratagem and surprise in warfare. It even has applications in modern technology, inspiring the term Trojan virus in cybersecurity, referring to malicious software that misleads users of its true intent. Trojan Horse is a cautionary story about trust, deception, and the consequences of war. Whether myth or history, it stands as a powerful symbol in human culture, encapsulating themes of cunning, betrayal, and the unforeseen consequences of human actions, resonating through the ages and continuing to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and check out our other mind-blowing videos about the most interesting parts of the history.